This is in reference to Billy's Talking Points memo from Tuesday, March 10th, 2015. Hillary Rodham Clinton explains. Now, I have stayed out of this because there's still a lot more to know. But once Billy weighs in on it, it's time to say something. And, Billy really did not come out and hammer her that much. He did make some implications that sounded ominous. But let me try and point out one thing first off. Number one, if Hillary wasn't running for president, this would never be an issue. If there wasn't Bengazi, this would never be an issue. In terms of what Billy was talking about, yes, she has been hammered quite a bit. The Dems are really not worried about it. There's a long time until the election. This is 2015. What's this, March? So March 2016, this will be long gone and over, done with, and maybe she could be out of it within a month, but if she's not out of it a year from now, it'll all be over. It'll be one of the many things, many of the talking points of the Republicans to day in and day out. Hammer her on Bengazi, on the Rose Law Firm, on her emails. They'll be doing that day in and day out, but that won't be the reason why anyone would vote or not vote for it. Well, maybe they would not vote for her for that reason, but they would vote for her anyway. But this will all get blown over. So if she has to jump out, that's the way it goes. I don't see it happening, but who knows? Things could happen. But Billy is correct. She's been getting hammered. The Dems aren't really worried about it. I believe that Hillary has decided that she's going to move up her campaign in terms of it probably starting by about April 1st, whereas before there was talk that she probably wouldn't start until mid-September, not mid-September, midsummer. So this has done that, so she'll have to go into the Clinton machine will be out there in full attack mode. And, this is a first shot across the bow. And let's remember something. When this first came out, it did come out through the New York Times. Where did this guy get this information that then he could then scurry around to find out about that? Some Republican hit guys would have found out a little bit about that. It's surprising in a sense that wasn't known before, especially because of Bengazi. Because I believe that a lot of emails were turned over to the Republican Committee on Bengazi, and they said that they found nothing. Not in terms of anything bad about what else could have helped save those 4 people's lives, that there was nothing that could have been done. But at the same time, they go, why? She's got a private email account. But that was never brought up at all. So again, I don't really think that it's going to be a big issue. What little I know about computers is that her information is tied on a server with all of her husband's information. Turning that server over to anybody could be very, very precarious, let's just say. Not sure that, because if anyone claims, if anyone finds anything, they're going to drop it and let it go out, just like those Oklahoma the thing in Oklahoma. But so I can understand, and the laws are not correct. Excuse me, the laws are written so that what she did is legal, though I wouldn't necessarily say that it was the right thing for her to do. Maybe the laws need to be caught up again. There also needs to be to make sure that the security for encryption and for maintaining all of those records on a government level needs to be paramount. So does that mean maybe we should tax the people more so that we can invest more in encryption and in saving this stuff so that stuff can't get out? Because, Israel's always trying to intercept our stuff. The Chinese are always trying to intercept our stuff. I believe Hillary also mentioned yesterday that there was no breach of security on that server. So, yes, she's been getting hammered. Yes, she's going to have to move up her timetable to start running for election. The critics are going to cry for a cover-up from now until her last day in office if she gets elected. And of course, Billy wants us to presume that she's innocent. I'll say yes. Having the FBI look at it, I'd have to know a little bit more about it. I don't know what the setup is. But let's just bring one thing in real clear, is that The judgment may have not been that good. The idea may have been that her husband's server was more secure than the State Department's encryption capabilities. That could be a thing. Also, I'd like to bring up one other thing. We've come to see that the senator from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, has never sent an email. And somebody said that they'd only sent, no, Obama said he sent 2 emails. But the point is, a lot of these congressmen and senators, and especially the ones who've been around for a long time, you know, when email first started coming out, they never looked on their email. Their people printed it out for them, so they read it all the time. So, and I would say the same thing. There might have been a lot of correspondence that was going around the State Department through some of her aides speaking on her behalf. And those would have to be secure. Like I said, if this is not as if this is as minor as I think that it is 1 year from now, they'll still be hammering her on it, and no one will make a decision to vote for or against her based on that. If it ends up being a big thing, or it becomes such a political kerfuffle, and she has to drop out, that's what she has to do. But I don't really see that coming. Billy didn't hammer her too much today, which I think is good. She should be given the presumption of innocence, but we should talk about what the security is at the State Department, how secure everything is, how it's set up, how it's let's just say vaulted, et cetera, and then maybe learn a little bit more about President Clinton's server and how everything on that can be guaranteed to be secured.